All right, then. I am so excited to welcome her to the show. Of course, Melek Balgün, aka m3lly. Welcome to Nitro Nights. I have to say, I am loving your setup at the moment. You look like you're about to go stream.
Absolutely. That's what I do these days because I mostly work events and, of course, studio productions, both at a time not happening. So I spend a lot of time at home, as we all should do, playing video games and streaming and just like enjoying myself, doing all the things that I never had time for. And I just see it as like kind of a vacation at home, you know? I barely get to spend
Yeah.
time at home because I'm on the road so much.
Well, of course, and I think a brilliant guest to have on a show. It's not just web, it's TV, esports, it's event host. It seems like it's always on the go for you. What's it kind of like being so in demand and also so busy all the time?
I'm just loving it. It's such an honor to be working on so many projects with so many games and so many amazing people, especially in our industry. And I mean, I used to be a player myself, like a pro player from the early days, back in the day when being a pro player not even slightly was the same as it is today. And I was one of the first contracted female players in Germany for Counter-Strike 1.6, and still be able to be working with computer games is just an honor. Just an honor.
Yeah,
I feel honored.
I'm just. Some people are still discussing whether the 1.6 Counter Strike is dead or not, but some people are still playing it.
It
So
it, it
you
keeps on living in our hearts, you know.
and it's a fantastic is Counter Strike, but obviously I know that moving on to sim racing as well. You were just mentioned there wasn't much of a scene back then. What differences have you noticed?
Um, I got to work with sim racing quite a few times last year, and it was just amazing entering a new community, a new branch of our lovely industry. And I felt so welcomed from the first second I stepped foot into a sim racing production. Like, the players are awesome, the staff is awesome, the casters, everyone welcomed me because, to be honest, I had no idea of sim racing before I started working with sim racing. I knew that there is competitive racing games going on, and of course, sim racing is not playing a game. It's not a game. It's a simulation. I've learned that, and it's just amazing, and it's seeing it grow even during the last year was just crazy. Like, the venues are getting bigger, the spotlights on the productions, on the cups, on the leagues are getting bigger and bigger. The community is growing, and it's still so nice and happy, and everyone is just happy to being a part of it, and that's how it should be, and that makes me very happy.
Yeah, indeed, it's infectious. If people seem like they're having fun and they're part of something, you want to be part of it. Whereas some, I guess, esports leagues or teams or areas, c- toxic's the
Like,
wrong word to use, but
no,
it
no, but
can be.
let's say the entry barrier is a bit higher than, for example, in sim racing. Like, people
Mm,
can follow sim racing from the very first second, which makes it obviously, as you already said, super friendly for beginners or people that are
mm,
curious about the meta but haven't had touched the topic before, because they can just like jump straight in and follow it, and they do understand everything about it because it's like the real deal on TV, like the traditional sports, the traditional
mm.
motorsports as well. And that also makes the community much more open and friendly because they're used to having new people wander into their like area and take part in it. And as you already said, it's not common with every game out there.
Okay, I guess really, Melly, it's about accessibility. People are able to get into it because, as you say, it's so familiar to what they already know. How have you found it as a host? Have you been accepted by that community?
Yes, they never doubted my position. I opened the show and everyone was fine with my role. And I never made a mystery about my knowledge of sim racing. Of course, I was playing with open cards. I told them I'm not a sim racer myself. I love seeing people race. I love cars, I love motorsports, but that's about it. That's like my whole experience with the topic motorsports. And they were so welcoming. They were helping me out, like all the casters and all the stuff that were working on the productions. Everyone helped me out. Everyone gave me pointers, regarding my talking points or what to focus on. And I felt so welcome and so like also appreciated, like in my position, which is super nice because it's not always that easy with every game out there. So sometimes I step into a new scene and people are like, what is that girl doing there? What did she do to hold the microphone? Huh? What did she do? Why is she there?
Yeah.
It's like, but guys, I need to use to me. I used to play games myself. I'm still playing, so I'm one of you. What's the deal?
Yeah.
But that was never an issue.
Do you feel like you have to carry that and sort of go, hey, do you want this? I was competing in this. I was at the World Cup. Do you feel like you have to do that still to this day?
Sometimes people make me feel like I have to explain to them why I'm doing my job, but I stopped doing that because there is no needed explanation, to be honest, because I mean, I've been around for 18 years in esports. I know my way around pretty much every esports discipline out there, and I've worked with every game out there. I've hosted stages big and small, from audiences to 20,000 people in front of me. I had the honor of opening up Gamescom in 2019, at least on a national level. And I mean, I don't flex with my achievements. I let my work speak for myself, because the second they see me working, they go quiet because they knew they realized that I know what I'm doing, and that's like the best. I love that.
We always say the expression over here, like the proof is in the pudding. When you're there, you're doing your job, people go, oh yeah, but the moment you start talking about doing the job, they'll critique you or say you can't do it based on nothing. But you see them do the job, then that's it. I think that's great, and I'm really glad that the sim racing community have taken you on board. And there's a lot of things that resonate with me there when I wasn't from a sim racing background to then be there, but saying, I love this sport. I love watching it go down. Those races, how enthralling they are. People then go, oh, you're part of the club then. Come on board.
Exactly. And it's so nice, so open, so welcoming. And as we already talked about, it's not like that with every game. So there are communities, they're a lot harder, and like let's not get it too deep into that because that's not a happy topic. But as you already said, I don't fight those people. Like, if you don't like me, if you don't like my work, that's fine by me. There are plenty of other people that enjoy what I'm doing, the entertainment I'm trying to bring to the table, and that's enough. Like, I stopped focusing on single negative voices out there, because otherwise that it would ruin like the whole experience. And I rather focus more on the positive side of things, because I already learned I also learned that people like complaining, and they like complaining much more than like giving positive feedback. So for every flamer or troll out there, you have like thousands and tens of thousands people that actually enjoy what you're doing, and you have to keep that in mind. You have to just like you don't have to lose it out of your sight. That's how I try to deal with that.
Especially on Twitter or Instagram and those things. And I imagine that the drivers, the sim racing drivers out there, will probably get a negative criticism after a race and how you deal with that. But the people that thought you did really well didn't comment. That's the thing. And you never know. So you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, because the human is built that way. Like, if everything is fine, why sit down and write a positive note or a comment or a message or a tweet? That's like, because the person says, well, it's like it's supposed to be like that. Why should I like point it out that I liked it? Because they're there to make me like it. Some of those people think like that, but oh boy, let something not go according to plan or like how they imagine it going, and suddenly hell breaks loose. So that's also
Yeah.
very crazy. But as you said, just try to focus on the positive side of things and not let the negativity come towards me
Well, that's great. It's
or
great
get
to get your
me.
insight. Yeah, and I think that's talking about the esports scene. That's definitely something that whatever discipline you're in, or whatever sim or game you're playing, you can learn from that. I was looking through your Instagram. I see it's about be it equestrian, horses are in there, filming at Schalke, being in front of a Porsche itself, League of Legends players, opening Gamescom, which you mentioned. You met Steffi Harm as well, competing in European truck racing. You said she was inspirational. It's just brilliant to
Absolutely.
look at all of the things you've done. But you're normally the person who asks the questions. So the real question is, Melly, are you ready for your quick fire round questions?
I think so. Bring it on.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go then. Let's get straight into there. I'll set the timer as we get into this. Your first question starts with, you can only choose one game to play forever. What would it be?
Counter-Strike.
Okay, no mucking around. Best tournament you ever played in?
ESWC 2007.
Person who has inspired you the most?
Oh dear Lord, so many people. Like I don't pick out a single role model. I'm sorry, but
Okay.
Michael Meredith Beerbaum, I think.
Okay, good choice. Favorite snack?
I like gummy bears.
Wow, good choice. Particular favorite color?
Red and
Okay, good
white.
choice. What? White gummy
Yeah,
bears?
yeah. I love them.
Okay.
You have to leave them and let them dry out. But okay, go on. Next.
Okay. Gaming
I
idol.
have to be like a gaming idol, Heaton.
One thing you'd like to do but you haven't had time for?
Oh dear Lord. I don't know. I kind of want to go bungee jumping, but I kind of don't. So I think bungee
Well,
jumping.
you want your eyes to stay in a socket. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What's your dream job?
I'm living the dream, Tom. I'm living the dream.
Salute to that. Amen. Favorite place in the world?
In front of a camera and on my horse. Sometimes both. Yeah.
Horses or gaming?
That's not a nice question, but I think
isn't, is
I
it?
have
It's
to
really
go
tough.
with the horses.
Okay.
Because
all
I
right.
wouldn't.
And finally,
Yeah. Yeah.
finally, if you could eliminate one vegetable from existence, what would it be?
I love all vegetables. I don't have a single one that I don't like.
You have to choose one.
Uh,
It's the quick fire round.
oh dear Lord, vegetable. Oh God. I don't even know the English word for it. I don't even know the German word for it. I forgot the Turkish one as well, but I have it like in it's like
It's
wait
fine.
a second,
It's
bamya.
fine.
Bamya is it the Turkish word, and okra?
Okra, ladies' fingers. All right, okay.
Yeah.
They're called ladies' fingers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ladies' fingers.
Right.
There we go.
Okay.
In Turkish it's
Congratulations.
bamya.
Bamya.
Yeah.
Every day is a school day. Bamya. Okay, there you go. Ladies' fingers. Brilliant. Amazing. That was your quick fire questions. That turned into something different, and I love that. You never know what you're going to get, which is pretty much what hosting is like. And I know you know all about this. You just have to go with the flow sometimes. Sports journalist award winner. I know that. I've done my research. Everyone at the moment, and this was pointed out, seems to say that everyone can be an esports host. I'd like your thoughts on that, please, Melly. Why you would disagree with that?
Why I would disagree with that?
Or agree with it?
I'm a person, I think, like, if you have a goal in mind and if you like put the effort in and if you work really hard and don't take anything for granted or don't if you're just willing to put in the extra mile, you can achieve everything you want to do. And if you want to be an esports host, if you love esports, if you want to like add to the shows with your expertise, with your work, then go and try it. But keep in mind that stepping into the limelight is not as flashy and shiny as it looks like, because I had shows that take on over like 12 to 16 hours sometimes. You're working long days, and you're not only working a single day, you usually work over 3 to 4 days, and sometimes even like if you go to the exhibitions like Gamescoms or IFAs, like Gamescom is 5 days and IFA is 6 or 7 days, and you have to get up every morning with with way too less sleep, because usually the productions go like overtime. Esports has that issue sometimes, but you have to keep in mind that you have to go long hours without sleep in a very stressful environment. You have to be like, you have to be in a good mood, because you're the face of it. You have to transport those happy vibes over to your audience. You have to deal with things like screaming producers in your ears while you talk, and you have to deal with mopey pro players that just lost the game and they don't want to do the interview, but you have to get your questions out to them and you have to make them speak. Like you have to know that it's not that, like, a lot of people see my pictures and like the behind the scenes content, and what I get is, oh, Melly, the only thing you do is holding a microphone and smile pretty. But that's basically it. I
Yeah.
love your job and I love doing it as well. It's like, okay, but you know that I'm there 2 hours before the production starts, and I'm
Mhm.
usually the last one to leave, because we always have like a debrief after the productions. So when everyone else has already tuned out and turned off the computer, I still have to work. And after discussing the show, the production that we just did, I have to prepare the next day, because usually you can't prepare too early, because the results from the first day go into the storylines of the second day.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go to bed like 3 hours before I get up, and I have to be like all happy and bubbly and absolutely positive. And the good thing is, like, I'm built that way. So I'm a person that has very little issue with like very little sleep, and a lot of stress. But you have to keep in mind that it is a very stressful environment, and even if everything like goes into the and hits the fan, and everything bursts into flames, you still have to be on stage and say, "Hi, welcome to the second day of," you name it, and be all happy about it. And there's like the happiest place, you're standing right there, and your producer is screaming to you, "Melly, Melly, don't hand over. They're not ready. They're not ready." And it's like, yes, we have a lovely day ahead of us. So many amazing matches, and the players are almost ready, guys. But before we jump into the game, let's talk about this. Yeah, continue, Melly. Let's keep on talking another 30 minutes. Where you're like, 30 minutes? I have to fill 30 minutes. All right,
I
God,
know.
let's talk about things.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm laughing here and smiling, Melly, because I think what I was really saying, and you've answered it perfectly. I think you explain how to be a good host. You explain the challenges of being a host. It's that misconception that it's easy to be an esports host and that anybody can do it. But I think you've proved perfectly there that it is very difficult. I don't know if you have that thing when you go to sleep after you've had an earpiece in for
Of
the whole show,
course.
you can still hear voices
And the
until the next
jingles
day.
and the bumpers and everything. Like Gamescom is like madness. The first day off is usually I wake up at the time I wake up at production days is around 6 a.m. So, and I'm a night owl, so I don't go to bed before 3 or 4. And usually, like, that means very little sleep for me, as already mentioned. But on the other hand, it's my own fault. I could go to bed earlier, but on the other side, there are so many exciting things on the internet to do. So why sleep?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
and so usually the first day after like a big tournament that goes over a couple days or even more, I wake up at 6 a.m. sharp and jump out of bed and start running into the bathroom, trying to get me ready. And then on the way to the bathroom, I realize, oh, it's my off day. But at that point I'm already so full of adrenaline that I can't go back to sleep, you know. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. And when I lie in bed I hear like the music, the intro songs and the bumper songs and everything. So but also what's really really bad and very underestimated as well is the post event depression. Like when a good
Mm.
event is over, that is really hard. When
Yeah.
you're
Well,
when you're back at home and everything is quiet and you're like, but I used to be on stage yesterday and we had so much fun and this is
I
my
know.
day off and I'm supposed to enjoy it, but I'm not.
Listen, Melly, there's so many things that resonate with me that you're saying right now, and I want all the viewers that are watching Nitro Nights to know right now, you got one of the hardest working esport hosts out there, and that's just a snippet of it. Listen, we come to the end of the show, Melly. It's so great to have you on board to give people a flavour of what their sort of sim racing community is like, and also find out what it takes to be a host. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you didn't mind the quickfire round too much.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Well, listen, well, thank you very much to Melly, our guest today. For you guys as well, don't forget to subscribe to Nitro Nights and follow us on Twitter so you can stay up to date with all of the latest. We'll be back on Wednesday as Melly points towards where you should subscribe and comment and everything. Listen, in the meantime, stay safe and we'll see you on the next episode of Nitro Nights. Take care.